Welcome to Yin and Yoga Nidra for the Sacral Chakra. Before we begin, make sure that you have any props or items that you want for support, warmth, and comfort. Maybe you have a pair of socks or a sweatshirt for later on throughout our practice. You might have a couple of pillows or a couch cushion or a bolster. Maybe you have some blocks or some books. And then lastly, you might want to have a blanket or a towel for some extra support and warmth, particularly for the Nidra portion. Optional is you could incorporate some oils or crystals into this practice. Oils for the sacral chakra look like cardamom, clary sage, neroli, orange, patchouli, rose, sandalwood, and ylang-ylang. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Crystals for the sacral chakra include carnelian, amber, fire opal, and Botswana agate. So make sure that you have everything that you want and need. We will start with a warm-up before we head into our yin practice, where we will start to slow down and soften. And then lastly, we will head into the Nidra portion, which is a guided meditation for the sacral chakra. So as we begin, we're going to come onto our feet, coming into a standing position. And then drawing on the energy of the root chakra, start to visualize roots, connecting your feet to the earth below, feeling a sense of grounding and sturdiness. From here, we're going to find some intuitive and flowing movement, starting to sway into the hips. And then we'll reach our arms into the air, maybe imagining them as tree branches. Start to float your arms from side to side. Invite any creativity into your motions. We'll release the arms at our sides. From here, we're going to rip in through the right foot. Start to shake out the left leg and foot, shaking from the hip. We'll reset the left foot as we shake through the right leg. Replant your right foot, shake out your right arm. Release the right arm as you shake the left arm and hand. And then we'll do some full body movements, shaking through the arms and the legs, hands and feet. Find a moment of stillness. Let your eyes come to close. Notice anything that you feel. And then make your way into a cross-legged position. As you arrive here, see if there's anything that you could use for support underneath your seat, or maybe you rock side to side, pulling flesh away from the sit bones, arriving firmly on the ground. And for the sake of balance and keeping things creative, we'll take the opposite leg in front, It's not uncommon for us to take the same pattern when we come into this easy seat. Once you feel balanced here, let your hands rest on your knees or your thighs. We'll incorporate some breath work here by inhaling as we draw our chest from shoulder or from knee to knee. And then exhale as you round through the tailbone, completing that circle. Inhale as you draw your body forward. Tune into what you feel as you do this. We'll take our circles in the opposite direction, continuing to inhale your body forward. Exhale, rounding through the spine, tucking the tailbone, maybe slightly tucking the chin towards your collarbones. Noticing and honoring any differences on this side. Start to make your circles smaller and smaller until eventually you arrive in stillness. Make your way onto your hands and knees. With your eyes soft or closed, I invite you to move freely here, moving in any ways that feel nice for your body. Come back to a neutral position. Drop your belly down towards the earth as you press through your palms. Look forward, maybe even looking up towards the ceiling as you take a full breath in. As you exhale, mindfully round through the spine, curling your tailbone, arching through the spine. Inhale, flow through to cow, dropping the belly, look forward. Exhale, flow into a cat position. Continue inviting nice fluid movements as you do this. Feeling your full breath. Come back to tabletop. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees away from the ground as you reach your hips towards the ceiling. You might walk your hands forward a step. Look towards your feet. Find some free and intuitive movement for your feet and legs. Notice what you're feeling in your body. We're going to flow into a pigeon or sleeping swan from our down dog, but I will also guide you through a reclined version if you would rather take that today. So from this down dog position, reach your right foot up towards the ceiling. Bend through your right knee as you guide it behind your right wrist. You're going to set your legs down onto the ground, scooching and extending your left leg back nice and long. Maybe you offer some sort of support or cushion underneath your extended knee. Adjust as you need to. You could place a block or something underneath your right hip or your pelvis. You can choose whether you would like to stay in this lifted version, or if you want to lower yourself down towards the earth, planting your forearms. If you have a cushion or a bolster, maybe you place that under your torso for some support. Or you could use a block or a book to rest your forehead on. If you would like to take that modified version, come all the way onto your back. With your feet planted and your knees facing the ceiling, you can draw your right ankle to the top of your left thigh, just below the knee. And then you have a lot of control over the depth of sensation here. So maybe you draw your left foot away from the ground. You could thread your hands behind your left thigh, starting to draw the legs in closer towards the body. And then whether you are in the reclined version or the full version, just make sure that you are in a place where you can soften with your breath. You're not gripping or forcing yourself in any position. See if there are any adjustments that you can make so that you feel supported here. And as we stay here with our breath, with time and gravity, see if there are places where you can consciously soften. It could be as simple as checking in with your eyes or your jaw. Check in with your shoulders, low back, legs and feet. As you soften here, see if you can cultivate a sense of joy. How does it feel to be joyful? Offer yourself 4 more sweet, nourishing breaths in this position. Cultivating more softness, more joy with each breath. To come out of this pose from the reclined position, you can replant your left foot, unwind your top leg, and then gently sway your knees from side to side. To come out of the traditional position, you can roll to the outside of your right hip. Draw your left leg and foot forward. Plant both feet and plant your hands on the ground behind you, and then mindfully lower your knees to the left and to the right. There's no need to rush as you do this. You might pause on each side for a breath or two, noticing what you feel. When the time is right, you can come back into your downward facing dog, or if you're in the reclined position, cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh. From down dog, lift your left foot towards the sky. Bend through your knee as you guide it behind your left wrist, lowering the legs to the ground, drawing the right leg back. Taking these next few moments to really set up and feel supported. Choosing whatever variations you want to take. Give yourself permission to melt and soften here. Soften with each exhalation. Take a moment to honor and acknowledge any places where you might still be holding. Give those places permission to release. We'll be here for 4 more easy breaths. From your back, you can unwind your leg, planting both feet, Mindfully swaying the legs. Otherwise, you can press into your palms, lift up through the top of your head, move any props out of the way, roll to the outside of your left hip, draw your right foot and leg forward, planting both feet, sway the legs from side to side. Breathing and feeling. As that counter movement feels complete, make your way onto hands and knees. You get to choose which pose you would like to take here. The offerings are a wide-legged child's pose or a frog pose, maybe with a bolster. So if you want to come into a wide-legged child's pose, draw your knees nice and wide towards the edges of your mat. Big toes come to touch. You can walk your hands forward, lowering your head onto either the ground or on something of support, maybe a block or a cushion, maybe even a blanket. You can guide your forehead or your temple to the mat or to the ground. Otherwise, if you want to come into a frog position, you're going to take your knees nice and wide. Your feet are splayed out at the sides, and your knees and ankles are lined up. You might offer yourself a cushion or something for support underneath the torso. Offer yourself some moments to adjust, finding a place where you can settle into stillness. And as you're ready, beginning to cultivate that sense of softening, joyful ease. One of the goals in this yin practice is to find stillness, to release the need to fidget, scratch, move, or avoid thoughts or sensations. But I also encourage you to move as you need to adjust as you need to. Whether you are feeling like you can move deeper into sensation, or if you feel like you need to back out and away from pain. What are you feeling here? We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. At your own pace, press into your palms. Shift yourself into a tabletop position, moving any props out of the way. We'll again find some intuitive movement, letting the eyes soften or come to close. Make your way onto the ground, coming into a seat. Extend your legs nice and long in front of you. And then maybe you place something like a blanket or a towel underneath your knees, behind your legs. We're going to be coming into a caterpillar fold. You're welcome to get as creative as you want to with props here. Some options could look like using blocks, placing them between the legs or on top of the legs so that you can rest your forehead on them. You could also place a bolster underneath the legs instead of a towel or blanket or a cushion, pillow. You could place something on top of the legs to rest on. And then in your own time, you can start to soften your upper body towards your legs. Any amount is fine. You don't have to melt completely onto your legs. You might be in a more upright position, depending on how your body is feeling today. There's no judgment here. There's no goal. You might notice that you start to soften and shift forward with each breath over time. As you soften and rest here, you might visualize a caterpillar in a cocoon. Maybe imagining what it feels like to be that caterpillar. And the caterpillar is just doing what it does and what it needs to do without worrying or critiquing. It's likely unaware of the transformation and transition it's making. caterpillar in its cocoon is a great metaphor. Can we sit with uncomfortable things? Can we be in a place of transition without judgment, without force, and without needing to know exactly what is coming next? We'll soften in this fold for about 4 more breaths. Without rushing, begin to draw the top of your head up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the spine. Move your props out at the side. Bring the bottoms of your feet to touch, coming into a butterfly. You can play around with the positioning of your feet. Maybe they're closer in towards your body. Maybe you take a long butterfly with your feet further away. I encourage you to get creative here with your props again. Maybe planting your bolster or cushion on top of your feet. Maybe planting some blocks on top of your feet or in the space between your feet and your body. You could also place a block underneath your feet, seeing how that feels. Feel free to be creative, to explore. When you are ready, cultivate a sense of softening. Invite a sense of joy with each inhalation. exhaling, feeling a sense of softness and ease. Mindfully begin to draw the top of your head up towards the sky, moving props out of the way. Make your way onto your hands and knees. And then you can shift your hips back towards your heels. We're going to come into a half saddle position, extending the left leg long in front, rooting down towards the earth through the left hip and glute. And then you can kind of spread or peel your calf muscle away from your thigh. You might place something underneath your extended leg for some extra support. A couple of options here for this pose are to either shift forward from your hip, maybe planting some blocks or a bolster in front of you to rest on. Or you could also plant your hands behind you, coming into a reclined version. Or you could even have a bolster or pillow on the ground, nice and snug up against your sacrum, and then lower your back down onto the bolster cushion. Offer yourself 4 more spacious and expansive breaths in this pose. Feeling whatever it is that you feel. Rise up. You can guide your right foot forward. It might feel nice to shake out through the legs or plant the feet, swaying the knees. Finding any movement that feels good here. And then when you're ready, extend your right leg. Draw your left heel to the outside of your left hip. And gently pull your calf muscle away from your thigh. And Then you can choose what variation you would like to take for the upper body. Maybe it's the same variation that you just took for the other side. Maybe you try something different. As you get settled, cultivate a sense of joyful softening. We'll soften on this side for about 4 more breaths. As you're ready, rise up. Guide your left foot forward. Find any movements that would feel good for your body. And then begin to set up for your Nidra practice. You might come fully onto your back with your legs long, your arms in at your sides with your palms facing up. You could place something for support underneath your legs, a bolster, pillow, a rolled up blanket. And then offer yourself any additional items for warmth. You might even offer yourself a covering for your eyes, either an eye pillow or a towel or something of that nature. You can rest in any position that feels grounding and nourishing. Maybe a child's pose or the fetal position. Get yourself nice and cozy, preparing for rest. You might offer yourself the next few moments some time to adjust and settle. We'll begin our Yoga Nidra practice, a practice of deep relaxation and connection with your true self. You will remain awake throughout this session. All you need to do is listen to the sound of my voice, allowing my words to wash over you, and simply witness your experience. It's perfectly okay if you do not hear everything that I say. In this practice, it is natural to flow in and out of conscious hearing, but you will remain awake. The deepest part of you, your core self, is always listening. Once you have settled into stillness, remain still with your eyes closed throughout this session for deep rest and deep nourishment. Like a magnet, begin to attract and call home any pieces of your energy that may still be wandering about, either from earlier today or this week, or perhaps any of your attention that may be projecting into the future. Give your whole self permission to arrive here. You are here now, fully present, safe in the comfort of your home. Begin to notice everything that you are aware of in this moment. Place your attention on sounds, smells, the temperature, the clothing upon your skin. Become aware of any thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations. Greet everything in your awareness with a sense of curiosity and compassion, and without any judgment. There is no good or bad, no right or wrong. You are simply a witness to what you are experiencing. As your physical body settles and softens, visualize all of the places where your body connects with the earth below. Allow yourself to feel into the sweetness of support here, as though you are being held in the arms of a loving mother. Notice how it feels to be held and supported. Without changing your breath in this moment, begin to notice your natural breath flowing through you. Feel your in-breath and your out-breath. Notice the temperature as it comes in and out through your nose or mouth. With each inhalation, visualize all of your cells being deeply nourished. With each exhalation, feel a sense of calm and softening. Go deep within now. Visualize and sense your sacral chakra, a vibrant orange energy center near your lower abdomen and sacrum. The sacral chakra is the home of pleasure, sexuality, emotions, desires, and creativity. Physically, it governs your sacrum, low back, spleen, reproductive organs, and urinary system. When in balance, you flow with the tide and connect with the beauty and excitement of life. The sacral chakra is the origin of your emotional body, your reactions to life, the dwelling place of how and what you feel. Connect now with your sacral chakra. What does this energy want you to know or feel? You may ask yourself, what do I need to flow through life with joy and ease? I invite you to create an intention, affirmation, or sankalpa based on the answer you receive. This may be a positive word or statement. It might be an image or a feeling. Imagine it in the present tense as though it's already happening. An example of an affirmation or sankalpa could be, I flow through life with joy and ease, or I freely express my thoughts, creativity, and emotions. There's no need to overanalyze or apply logic to your intention. Trust whatever it is that comes through. If you find that you are struggling to create an intention, know that your intention may arrive later throughout this practice, and it's perfectly okay to not have an intention. Simply continue to remain present throughout the practice. Once you have created or visualized your intention, repeat it 3 times in your mind and feel it as though it is already happening. Allow your awareness to travel now through your body on a guided journey of sensation. Simply feel each part as it is mentioned, and without moving, remain still. Welcome all sensation just as it is. You will remain awake. Bring awareness to your sacral chakra. Lower abdomen, pelvis, front of the left hip, thigh, knee, shin, ankle, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, sole of the foot, heel. Sense the whole left foot, back of the left ankle, calf, back of the thigh, left glute, sacrum and low back, right glute, back of the right thigh, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe, top of the right foot. Feel the whole right foot. Top of the right ankle. Shin. Knee. Thigh. Right hip. Pelvis. Sacral chakra. Navel. Upper abdomen. Sternum. Left rib cage. Left side of chest. Right rib cage. Right side of chest. Left collarbone. Right collarbone. Bring awareness to the front of your neck, throat, chin. Bring your awareness to your mouth. Become aware of your tongue, lower jaw, lower row of teeth, upper row of teeth, gums, roof of the mouth, upper lip, lower lip, space between your lips, tip of the nose, left nostril, right nostril, both nostrils, both cheeks, left eyelid, right eyelid. Feel both eyes. Left eyebrow, right eyebrow. Space between the eyebrows. Left temple, right temple, both temples. Left ear, right ear. Feel both ears. Forehead, crown of the head. Place your awareness on your left hand, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, whole left hand, left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder. Move awareness to your right hand, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, little finger, palm of the hand, the hand. Whole right hand. Right wrist. Forearm. Elbow. Upper arm. Shoulder. Back of the head. Back of the neck. Whole spine. Left shoulder blade. Right shoulder blade. Upper back. Mid back. Back side of the sacral chakra. Become fully aware of your whole body. Return your awareness to your sacral chakra, visualizing a bright orange orb of light, creative, joyful, feminine, flowing. Notice any additional qualities or insights as you focus on this light. Reconnect with your intention, repeating it to yourself 3 times. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Bring awareness to your breath. With your eyes still closed, become aware of your surroundings. Feel into the sweetness of support, the ground beneath you. As you become ready to move, you might offer yourself a full stretch, reaching your hands overhead. If you would like a little bit more grounding, nourishment, you might roll over to one side in the fetal position. As you're ready, make your way into a comfortable seat with eyes still closed. Place one hand over your heart, one hand over your belly. Draw both hands in front of your heart, connecting your palms. Thank you for sharing this yin and yoga nidra practice with me. The light within me sees, honors, and acknowledges the light within you. Namaste.